Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I did not think that short was going to reach as many people as it did. I did not think that it was going to reach the corners of K-pop YouTube to the corners that it has reached. It even got to Winterosi, and I did not expect it. To be honest, if you guys don't know what has been going on, it's been a pretty pretty not eventful. I'm not going to use the word eventful, but it's been pretty it's been pretty hot. It's been hot on the streets. Everglow Up made a short about the big four, boycott being useless. And not only that, I was given more information as to a certain side that she's on. And just with all that info that I've gotten in that short point of time, I just decided to not associate myself with her or her videos anymore. Um, and I also feel like there's a good amount of people who think that I, lack for a better term, clit rod Everglow Up because I guess I don't really call her out on some of the things that she says or the problematic things that she says. Um, but I do want to at least clear the air or at least give y'all a reason as to why I watch her videos or watched her videos was because not only did she have, okay, to be honest, one of the reasons why I did take a liking to her channel was the Blackpink Olympics. And I like the way she, made video essays about her stuff and like her tone, the way that she carried herself in the videos was very like, I say what I said, da 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 da. It's like she's very confident in how she speaks. And I also grew a liking to her commentary because I feel like I'm somebody who gets misunderstood and is seen as someone who's just brash and just out there and just loud as fuck and I guess misunderstood. And some creators that have a I don't give a fuck what the people say mentality sticks to me, which is one of the reasons why I used to watch Vixo. And I guess I didn't really catch any red flags really aside from the Bangchan thing. That was one thing that I did not agree with really. And there was another video. There's a couple videos. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. There's a couple videos that I had planned on watching, but after like listening to the video, I just scrapped them because it's just like, mm, mm, mm. It's just those moments where it didn't really feel good. It didn't really feel good at all. But we're not really talking too much about me. I just want to let y'all know like why I watched Everglow Up was because like in the time of me going against Blinks, I actually wanted to know more about Blackpink and why Blinks act the way they do. So I watched the Blackpink Olympics and it opened my eyes and I was like, okay, well this creator opened my eyes with some shit. I just showed love. I do all this other stuff that I need to do. Turns out just slowly and slowly and slowly the I don't give a fuck attitude might get you in some hot water if you say the wrong thing, which is what has happened. So we have two about 5 or 6 minute videos, and we have some screenshots from different creators. I already made my community tab post about it. So if you want to check that out, you can check that out. I've tried to look up the actual I tried looking up the actual short and it's I can't find it. I can't find it, but I'm sure if you've seen it, you've probably seen it. I'm pretty sure you've seen it. If you've been on TikTok, I haven't been on TikTok and heard about it on TikTok, and I'm sure it's probably on X or Twitter. So there's that. But there's just things that I want to talk about because y'all already know my side. I'm on the side of Palestine. You already know that. I'm not with this genocide shit. And I'm also seeing that I also saw in some comments that some people said that they don't see a genocide. And I don't want to be that person that's going to start a whole war over this, because, well, not war, like, for a better term, I apologize, to start a discourse about this, because this has been going on for so long. I remember learning about this in high school. I haven't been in high school since 2017. I learned about this in like 2016, 2015, and it's going on now, and it's like, dog, like, it's divisive as fuck, and I'm trying to understand how do some people don't see what's actually going on. No matter how much certain media try to suppress it or try to bring this propaganda, it don't even matter what the media tries to push down, because the people will talk. The people will talk. The people will talk. So it's like, if you don't know what's going on, I don't know fully to the extent of what's going on, like all the intricate details, but I know on a level to where I know my side and I know what side to stand on. And what was brought up was the Big Four boycott. And Everglow Up pretty much was saying the boycott was useless. And I'm going to be honest, it broke my heart a bit, because we know damn well that boycotts are useful. It's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard when you're going up against big ass motherfucking companies. But still, if you chip away at the armor, you're literally able to get into their shit, make shit right for the future, make shit right for your people, make shit right for like, we not even like, what do you mean? Like I'm gonna be honest, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Boycotts do work. There's been a bunch of boycotts. Literally, it's still Black History Month. I don't even have to say too much about that. You know boycotts work. Okay? Even if there's people who are doing that social media boycott shit that actually might say they boycott, do this, that, and the third, and don't actually do anything, strength is in numbers, and I feel as though that what's been going on, even though it's hard as hell and it's an uphill battle, it's like you're probably fighting a wall, I still respect the people who get down and dirty when it comes to getting down and dirty. You know what I'm saying? I would like to do my part. I would like to be a part of the boycott. Sometimes I do slip up, and y'all, I appreciate you guys for telling me when I do slip up, and I'll try to do better. But like that short was, I couldn't get with it. I really couldn't. I really couldn't. It just rubbed me the wrong way. But enough talking about my POV. Let's add some more of my POV to these videos, and also the screenshots we have, and some of them are long, so I would say you guys just let's just listen, learn, have a discourse or whatever, and let's go. First video up is from naevisual. Okay. Hi. So I came across. Oh wait. Oops. So I came across. Okay. Wait. Okay. I didn't know if they were going to be talking or not. It says, hi. So I came across Everglow's video about the failed Big Three boycott and why it was quote unquote useless. And I was like, this makes me like really frustrated. How can someone be so narrow-minded about a genocide? So in this video, I'm going to be dissecting her points and why almost all of them seem very based, or I think you meant biased. I don't know. Biased or inaccurate. It's a good song choice. Why don't I just show you the video she posted in full before I really get into her points? Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Because I was looking for that shit.
A couple of weeks ago, I learned that K-pop stans were staging a 5-day boycott of the Big 3/Big 4 with idols who are still consuming products of companies they believe to have supported Israel monetarily or otherwise during the ongoing situation with Palestine.
I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. And I'll be talking to Rachella about this. Like, the amount of people or the amount of companies that actually show support to Israel and are like, not, I'm gonna say loosely funding what's going on, or just showing their support. It's crazy. The list is long. And we you already know what happened with JYP and that Coca-Cola thing. I didn't hear that song. I did unfollow JYP just so I won't even get caught. I still saw them. I recommend it, but yeah, bro. It's fucking like this shit. This shit is not stopping at just Starbucks. It's so many. It's so many companies, dude.
When I heard about this, I actually giggled. Plenty of people have tried boycotting these companies for months and they are not receiving any damage. In fact, those at the bottom of the hierarchy, like students and single parents with families to feed who are working for these companies, are the only ones who are suffering. So, way to go with that. Secondly, is a boycott when literally nobody knows about it, nobody cares, and nobody is affected? So far,
Like like it's a lot of like diminishing language in this. And I also am going to concede because this same diminishing language in some of these videos that she's had have actually intrigued me, and I do think like it's a double-edged sword because once you're once that said language is going against or is being used while going against something you believe in, I can understand. I feel it. Like I feel it.
I haven't heard so much as a cough from the companies or idols who are being boycotted. The fuck did you think you were doing? For a generation that strongly believes to be educated on current matters, your actions say otherwise. I'd advise you to get off TikTok, do some research, and seriously educate yourself on what's happening in Gaza. Because when you do, you come to realize three things. Number one, both sides believe that they're fighting for their right to exist. Number two, both sides are determined to eradicate each other from the face of the earth. And number three, no amount of you giving up your American coffee is gonna change that.
Bruh. It's not a good take. Like,
monetarily or otherwise during the ongoing situation with Palestine. When I heard about this, I actually giggled.
like bro, like it's not like it's not as like the it's more to this. It's more to this. Like they're using different types of they're they're using different types of tactics to completely eradicate them. The amount of stuff that I've seen on the internet, it's crazy. It's nuts. They're cheating, but I'm not trying to say they're cheating as if it's like a game. It's like they're bullying them. They're fucking bullying them, bro. They're bullying them. Like what? It says Gaza medical supplies exhausted. Who says? Oh, that's my bad. The world. I forgot what it was. Who said? Crisis in Gaza. While food, water, and power are running out, Israel's strict blockade has cut off vital resources and left the territory facing a humanitarian disaster. Like they're cutting off food and water, son. Limbs are getting amputated without anesthetics. Women are giving birth without anesthetics. Surgery is happening without anesthetics. A kitchen table amputation without anesthetic in Gaza is one of many. Like they're literally cutting off like basic human rights, bro. Like what the fuck? There's no quality of life for them anymore. 5 months of constant bombing and murder, yet they're still alive. Palestinians themselves have called this a genocide. So I don't know about you, but I'm just saying, if the people who are literally saying, dog, this is a genocide that they're trying to attempt, we need help. We're getting fucked up. I don't know how can someone actually say, it's like, no, it's not a genocide. You're tripping. No, it's not. This is just a fair war. Like, really? Really? You dead ass? Like, are you dead ass? Are you dead? Like, bro, like, this whole thing is breaking my heart, dude. It says, while Israelis are enjoying themselves, Israelis are watching Palestinians get bombed, signing bombs, and cheering to the sound of hearing Gaza get bombed. This article is from 2014. It did not just start on the 7th of October of 2023. It's been going on since 1948. I can't, like, why are y'all watching this shit? Why are you watching this shit? Like, y'all acting like this shit is a fucking, like, y'all about to watch fucking Barbie. Y'all have front row seats watching people die, watching people get eradicated. Whatever side you on, I'm on. like I can't like how do you just watch shit like this? I don't get it. Like how do you just watch shit like this and just be like, yep, you're fighting a good fight? Like, nigga, no. That shit is disgusting. That shit is disgusting. Oh, God.
איפה הפגזים שאפשר לברך עליהם?
אז הכל, ככה, זה 10 שקלים, 30 שקלים, ויש לנו מבצע חדשים שהגיעו, הצהובים, 2 ב-100.
לעזה באהבה מדודי דנינו,
This music is
הסוכן
pissing me off.
ישראל הכי גבר בארץ. מזל טוב. תקשיבו, מה זה? פתחתם פה מפעל. מה יכול לאחל לנחסים כאלו? אפשר לקלל בדיגיטל? טוב, אני רוצה שנשלח להם את זה כמה שיותר מהר, חבר'ה. עכשיו, חמאס. אז יאללה? יאללה, חבר'ה, עוד פגז, עוד חנה!
What the fuck? Like they're framing this as if it's like a BuzzFeed video.
יופי, תיתן אותו! 2, 3, שגר!
People are dying and you're laughing because people, whether K-pop fans or not, want to boycott and care. People are dying. People are fucking dying. People, children at that, are literally dying. They're being wiped off the face of the earth. I don't know if any of y'all have actually seen somebody die before. Dog, you not finna laugh at that. You're not finna giggle at that. You're not. You're not. You're not. You really aren't. Like, I'm telling you right now, you're not. And if you do, you're sick and fucking twisted. Like, you're really sick and twisted. Like, real shit. Like real shit. Like, seeing somebody's soul leave their body with your own 2 eyes is fucking traumatizing as hell. And get... Yeah, let's continue.
Many of people have tried boycotting these companies for months and they are not receiving any damage. In fact, those at the bottom of the hierarchy, like students and single parents with families to feed who are working for these companies, are the only ones who are suffering. So way to go with that.
Has she not done any research? 2 of the biggest American fast food places, McDonald's and Starbucks, both of which are on the top of the boycott list. It's proven that McDonald's have admitted to the boycott affecting them heavily. Nigga, look at this. Look at it. Like, listen, I know sometimes I'll be wrong as fuck, but I still try to correct myself. You know, McDonald's says Israel boycotts are hurting its business. The move prompted calls to boycott the company in protest of Israel's bombardment of Gaza, which has killed more than 27,000 people. 27,400 people. Following these announcements, Starbucks shares a 3% rise, a figure that is believed that belies the 11% decrease in share value compared to the same period last year. This decline in share value is a clear indicator of the effectiveness of the boycotts. Here's why Starbucks faces over 11 billion loss in value. So it's clear that they're losing money. Maybe it's not to the point of where they could be like, oh shit, we're about to go out of business, but they're still losing money, i.e. meaning the boycott is working. To some extent, it's working. You're not about to crack these fucking companies in a couple months. You can't crack a company and make them feel some shit if they've been in business since before their grandparents are born or before their grandparents are born. They literally have grandfathered themselves into literally the American society. One boycott or a couple boycotts for a couple months is not going to do much, but it will do something. That's why you got to keep going and going and going and going, because things add up. That $11 billion loss can add up. i.e. the boycott works. So you can't say like it's useless. You can't say that. That's boom. Your debunk's right there. You can't say that. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even trying to dig at Everglow up with this shit, but I'm just talking from the heart. Like, you can't do that. You can't say that. You can't say that. You really can't. Like, you can't. Like, I understand like some people will say this, and then you prove them with fact. But like, come on, my nigga, come on, dog, come on. You can't. Like, the boycott is working, and the boycott is going to keep working. You know what I'm saying? And it's also, how would essential workers get affected, at least monetarily? They still get paid their paycheck, usually hourly, by law. The genocide doesn't change that. Workers have to get paid. They have to get paid by law. You feel me? So, I mean, so way to go with that. Saying this does not make her sound smart. It makes her sound cocky, disrespectful, and also she lacks empathy. Let's continue.
Secondly, is a boycott when literally nobody knows about it, nobody cares, and nobody is affected? Just because you didn't witness something does not mean it didn't happen.
Hey man, I'm not even gonna hold you. I love it when y'all call me out on some shit that I said like this. God dang. Nah, that's a good catch right there.
Is affected
Just because you didn't witness something happen does not mean it didn't happen. Then the same rule should apply to the quote-unquote failed boycott. Damn. I'd be mad as hell if you just ethered me like that. I'm not even gonna lie. Anyway, whoops, sorry.
Because you didn't witness something does not mean it didn't happen.
The boycott failed, but happened. It was put together by thousands of fans who knew and cared. The people of Palestine who are suffering are affected at this exact moment. I'm writing this and you're watching this. It happened.
So far, I haven't heard so much as a cough from the companies or idols who are being boycotted.
All right, well, okay, people tried. They failed. The sole purpose was not to educate idols, but to spread awareness amongst other K-pop fans and help with a very serious cause. Okay, well.
What the fuck did you think you were doing?
Again, with the cockiness.
For a generation that strongly believes to be educated on current matters, your actions say otherwise. I'd advise you to get off TikTok, do some research, and seriously educate yourself on what's happening in Gaza.
She's very hypocritical. Again, so strange. Telling us to do more research or educate when she has not done. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I feel as though like I believe in this, and I believe like if you live by the sword, you're gonna die by the sword. And I say that because like, yes, we know Everglow Up has this type of vibrato to her, or this type of like energy to herself, which is something that I probably have that I've gone a liking to. And me knowing that like the rawness will definitely bite you in the ass. It will bite you in the ass. You have to accept that. It will bite you in the ass. So there's that, actually. I'll say this term, educate yourself, especially the way she says like, hey, it just feels dishonest and hostile, like you're indirectly labeling someone inferior just because you believe they aren't knowledgeable. Educating yourself isn't really inherently bad, but the way that some people say shit like that seems like they're higher than thou or holier than thou. Like, I know people who do shit like that and say educate yourself, or like some people will just throw out there like educate yourself, go to therapy, do this, do that, do this, do that, as if like, you go do that. It's not my job to do. You go ahead, educate yourself. And if you feel the need to fix your lips to me, make sure you are educated to do so, because I will not respect what you say until you have educated yourself and done the things that I told you to do, which probably will also create a sense of superiority, because if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have done that anyway. So who are you to talk to me? Because I'm the person that led you into the direction to do that in order to be able to talk to me. Like, it's a whole thing. I may be overthinking it, but I don't like when people say that shit either. I try to ignore it. It's not the best thing to hear, honestly. It really is not the best thing to hear. You know what I'm saying? I would rather say fuck you than saying go educate yourself. Go ahead, go educate. Go do your little Googles. Do your little Googles. Get off of TikTok. Touch grass. Even though I be saying that, touch grass. I think it's kind of funny. But And all of that just to be followed by a load of ignorance and disrespect towards the whole genocide, especially when you're acting like you're better than everyone. It's just gross. An example of an example of boycott working: when Puma sponsored the Israeli football team, they were boycotted, and the end result, the team was dropped. Boycotts do work. Yes, boycotts do work. We're doing a lot of pausing today, so if you don't like it, I apologize. They've worked across the whole They worked across the whole time to time They've worked across the world time to time again, and Cheryl is complaining about a failed boycott when she can instead inform her viewers about the genocide in Palestine. 10. Wait, Wait. Oh, wait, she's pro-Israel and a Zionist. Okay. Release footage shakes hands with Hamas militants as she is passed off to the Red Crescent. The media is lying to you, so Palestine is evil because the media has been portraying them as victims. So what's your point? Hamas don't give Israel a warning. They're heroes. Israel issues a warning. They fake. Huh? Why did the strike against the four really fail? Despite Palestinian journalist Bisan Auda calling for a ceasefire, which in turn initiated K-pop fans to start the strike. Okay, shout out to them. Hey, shout out to them for shouting them out. In solidarity with citizens of Palestine, we have declared a strike against the big four corporations. Merch and music will not be bought or streamed. During the strike, we will not be listening to any music or buying merch, such as album, clothing, streaming services from Hive, JYP, SM, or YG from January 23rd to the 28th. Use only illicit links for your group's music. Do not like, save, share any music from the big four corporations. The decision to strike against the big four companies solely based on their support from major brand companies such as McDonald's and Starbucks and other large corporations who have donated millions of dollars to Israel. Global strike, Hive, JYP, SM, and YG music is not to be streamed, which unfortunately failed. Which unfortunately failed. I made this little video because Cheryl was being super ignorant, condescending, and is making fun of people who are trying to put in some effort while she laughs, likes, and makes Zionist tweets. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not somebody who's like big or just like I slip up and I fuck up. Knowing that I fuck up, I don't want to belittle anybody who's trying and working their ass off, or I don't want to seem like I'm vehemently against what's going on. Shout out to the people who literally are trying to make this boycott work and everything. And this whole thing is just, it's really fucking heartbreaking, bro. It really is. It really, really, really is. Well, the worst part of the video was this.
Because when you do, you come to realize three things. Number one, both sides believe that they're fighting for their right to exist.
Inaccurate. Palestinians literally cannot fight back with their limited health resources, as I said earlier. I remember I saw this thing where they tried to make a comparison of what's going on. And the comparison is Israel is literally using all these tactics to get them out of here, and the Palestinians don't have much to fight back with. Like I said before, the Palestinians are being bullied. They're literally being bullied. They're getting their water cut off, all their food supply cut off. They're getting all that shit cut off. Once you get to a point where you're using those type of tactics to get your shit off or to get your shit done, it's not even no more. It's not. It's not even anymore. And you cannot tell me otherwise. You really can't. You can't, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, goddamn. Like, goddamn.
Number two, both sides are determined to eradicate each other from the face of the earth.
Was this her way to disguise the fact that she supports Israel? Palestinians cannot do this. They generally have nothing left but the will to live. Go on social media and you will see they are literally have nothing but the will to live, man. Like, damn.
And number 3, no amount of you giving up your American coffee is gonna change that.
All right. The biggest reason the boycott failed was because of fan wars. Really? Really? Suddenly, everyone was victimizing their faves on Twitter and made the whole boycott and genocide about their alts. Fans whose alts used products from boycotted companies and fans who couldn't last a couple days without listening to their faves. I think I'm involved in that. Fan wars will literally kill everything. Like, fucking hell. At the end, with a solid effort, there was no longer motivation or any clear goal. The whole K-pop part of the boycott got seriously involved with fans that the whole cause ended up being barely about helping Palestinians at all. I'm not surprised, really. I'm really not surprised. That being said, instead of boycotting K-pop companies, too many factors for failure, we've seen those crazy akes when it comes to their faves. Please, just boycott bigger corporations on the official list. Let's pray it spread awareness and donate. Palestinians are actively suffering, so let's try. I want to put up the boycott list. I want to put up the boycott list as well because it's insane. It's very, very crazy. And to anyone joking about the genocide, this isn't some unserious fandom drama like K-pop. So if you treat informing on serious topics like it's K-pop news, adding in your bits of bias, then you should just stick to K-pop or shove it. I respect that. I'm gonna link the boycott list. Let me put that in my notes to link the boycott list. Here we go. Here's the Here we go. Boom. I remember this. Boom. Act now against these companies profiting from the genocide of the Palestinian people. You guys can look at this. And we got some scroll. So to say, yeah. Okay. So, yeah. But all in all, from the first video, nigga, boycotts work. Boycotts fucking work. Okay, they work. Let's stop with the bullshit. Let's stop with the condescending shit. People are dying, and there's literally no reason to laugh about this shit. Like, I really be having hopes in some people's like mental fortitude of empathy, but listen, it's not always a thing. But the next video is from Nabicore, and it's called "Why Did the Big Four Boycott Fail?" addressing Everglow Up's nasty video. Let's go.
During the week of January 21st, a global strike was called and led by Palestinian journalist Sebastine with the goal to push for a permanent ceasefire in Gaza. In response to this, K-pop stans all over the world stepped up to try to do their part in some sort of way, so they came up with the hashtag Strike Against the Four. They declared that in solidarity with the citizens of Palestine, they would hold a strike against the Big Four corporations. During this time, merch and music will not be bought or streamed from Hybe, JYP, SM, or YG. You're probably wondering why I'm talking about this now, since it's been about 2.5 weeks since the strike took place. And well, the reason why I'm here now is because a popular K-tuber named Everglow posted a video a couple days ago where she shared her opinions on the boycott, and it kinda left a bad taste in my mouth, to say the least. I'll leave a link to the video in the description, but basically, she made fun of the intentions of the boycott, summarized what's happening in Gaza as more of a conflict than a full-on genocide, and then told people to educate themselves as if she wasn't spewing very ignorant opinions herself. Let me remind you that these boycotts were created for a very serious cause, and though the Big Four strike demands were unrealistic, more on that later, she used them as a gotcha moment to raise her ego and beliefs up. She's right about the strike.
Oh, wow.
It did fail and it made no impact, but instead of joking about it and being incredibly condescending to those who at least made the effort, I wanted to genuinely look into this and talk about why it failed. But before I do that, I want to address multiple points in her video.
Plenty of people have tried boycotting these companies for months, and they are not receiving any damage. In fact, those at the bottom of the hierarchy, like students and single parents with families to feed who are working for these companies, are the only ones who are suffering. So, way to go with that.
How could the boycotts be affecting those at the bottom if you said that the boycotts aren't working? That's
shit.
because you acknowledge that in some way, shape, or form that they actually are. And even though they are,
Damn, I didn't even catch that. Oh, wow. Y'all smart as hell. Oh, y'all quick on y'all feet for real.
It's not affecting those at the bottom since they're paid by the hour and are still getting paid at the end of the day.
Secondly, is a boycott when literally nobody knows about it, nobody cares, and nobody is affected?
First of all, aren't you the same person who said,
Just because you didn't
God damn, both of them caught you on. Oh, wow.
does not mean it didn't happen.
well, the same applies here. Yes, people boycott things for many reasons that sometimes go unnoticed by society, but you saying no one knows, cares, or is affected by it is wrong. The thousands of fans who knew and tried to spread the word, they cared. The people dying in Palestine, they are affected every moment that all of us, our government officials, and anyone else in power does nothing. So yeah, at the end of the day, no matter how many people it reaches or how big its impact, a boycott is still a boycott.
I'm kind of thinking. I'm thinking like Everglow Up. She, I guess, used the thing was like, if a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, did it actually happen? I'm guessing she just said that because it's not like widespread news and it's not as big as she thought it should be for her to acknowledge it as something that's working, which is why she said that, which is wrong as fuck, but I guess that's why she said that. I don't know. I ain't even trying to cape for her. I'm just trying to understand how you can say some shit like that. I don't know.
I'd advise you to get off TikTok, do some research, and seriously educate yourself on what's happening in Gaza. Because when you do, you come to realize three things. Number one, both sides believe that you're fighting for their right to exist. Number two, both sides are determined to eradicate each other from the face of the earth. And number three, no amount of you giving up your American coffee is going to change that.
I advise you to stop thinking you know better than everyone and take your own advice. Do some more research since there's plenty of information out there instead of ingesting all that propaganda and being snarky by making fun of people who are trying to make some kind of difference. You're not being clever, you just lack empathy and are being a bully. In the beginning, when the idea of the boycott came across my timeline on Twitter, I honestly was very doubtful that it would work at all. This didn't mean I still didn't try to follow through with it though, because I was literally watching Beach's debut from clips on Twitter to make a review. But now that it's over, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and admit that the boycott did fail. Embarrassingly so, since it went completely unnoticed by both the companies and many other fans. And since its failure, I've thought a lot about the reasons why it made no impact, and the main reason is doubt. Doubt that was caused in 3 different ways. One of the first things that weakened the boycott was the fan wars. Yeah, believe it or not, fans somehow made it about their idols. Those who stand groups from the Big Four thought that their groups were being targeted to make them fail, so that the other smaller groups would have a chance in the spotlight, while those who stand those smaller groups only supported the boycott because it was an easy way out and wouldn't really affect them in any way. As you can tell from the last point, fans are easily sidetracked by the need to protect and support their idols, so understandably this also casted out more doubt to those who already were on the fence about the boycott, since they immediately knew that there would be a large amount of fans opting out of participating and minimizing the impact because they couldn't stand 1 week without streaming their fave's music. This made the fans who actually cared about the cause lose hope and made them choose to not participate because, like a comment I read the other day, the sentiment is nice but in practice, good luck with that. Lastly, what really put the nail in the coffin was the lack of a clear goal or enemy. Other than the vague to support those in Palestine, there was no clear direction of the movement, and it gave people no motivation to actually go through with it because it was too removed from the actual problem. Boycotting is most effective when it's towards the direct source of the problem, but since K-pop stans were planning on boycotting big corporations because they work with other big corporations, it began to lose its meaning since it wasn't making a clear statement about what we as consumers have an issue with. Not to mention, it's easier to boycott a faceless company than those with your sweet oppas and unis plastered on the front. I get that everyone wants to do their part and try to make some kind of noise for the people in Palestine who are having their voices silenced, but it's better to focus on companies that have directly supported Israel rather than K-pop companies, because it has shown that there are too many factors that will cause these boycotts to fail and waste our time and attention. Wasted time and attention that are luxuries that we cannot afford.
Right. Okay. That was pretty short to the point. Okay. I could get with that. To be honest, bro, I be trying to educate myself, and it's every time I make an attempt, it's so heartbreaking. I do apologize if I broke the boycott. I don't know, man. This shit is so fucked up, and like. I can't, I don't know. You would think somebody would have a little bit more empathy when it comes to something like this. and just not be a slave to their own ego or to their own, like, I guess, mission statement or something. I don't know. I'm just, but we have a couple screenshots. So let's read some screenshots. Let's go. This is from NC Titty. We like NC Titty. She's a good graphic designer. Or they're a good graphic designer, I'm sorry. For the past couple months, I've been seeing a lot of concerning posts and comments made by Everglow Up. I'm absolutely not the type to call somebody in the community out publicly, especially since I don't know this person. We have never made any contact and I don't watch their content. I definitely prefer to stay in my little corner of the internet, but it's gotten to a point where I can't look the other way anymore. I don't know if everything has been said about her is true, but the proof I have seen is disturbing enough. I understand if your knowledge on Israel-Palestine conflict was limited in the beginning, but at this point, the numbers don't lie. Please take a bit of effort to educate yourself on the war. This is not about religion, as confusing as this might be for people. I encourage everyone to learn more about the way Israel was created in 1948. The Nakba, Zionism, and yes, even Hamas. Oppression and tyranny will not leave you unscathed. It will fundamentally change your view of the world you were forced to grow up in. That is true. Children are not terrorists. Children are not terrorists. Children are not terrorists. Let me say this one more fucking time. Children are not terrorists. They're not. Let's continue. Their only crime was being born within those borders. Whether boycotts don't work or do work, any type of organizing is helpful to spread awareness. It's not laughable or stupid to care about a genocide that is directly funded and endorsed by the U.S. I don't claim to be morally superior or more knowledgeable than anybody, but I felt it was important to speak up on this once again. Also important to note, please do not confuse being pro-Palestine with anti-Semitism. Please do not confuse being pro-Palestine with anti-Semitism. There are many Jewish people who do not support the Israeli government in any way and actively speak out against their actions. It's we the people against the genocidal Israeli state. Let me repeat this again. Also, important to note, please do not confuse being pro-Palestine with anti-Semitism. There are many Jewish people who do not support the Israeli government in any way and actively speak out against their actions. It's we, the people, against the genocidal Israeli state. This was very well put. This was very well put. Let's move on to Winterosi. That was very well put. Good shit, NC Titty. I appreciate that. Now, Winterosi said, I know I've said crazy things in my videos, but if I ever say something that dumb and insensitive, just end me, please. To anyone trying to send out a message, whether famous or not, creator or not, on the internet or in real life, for a large-scale audience or a personal conversation, please think before you speak, respect your audience. I agree. It's your responsibility not to misinform, not to spread hate, not to hurt anyone, and anything along those lines. And if you're on the receiving end, learn how to not misinterpret, not to be misguided, not to take anything at face value, etc. Everything has the ability to think for themselves. So please, do not ever let anyone, do not ever let others dictate your beliefs. Always ask questions and explore. Respect yourself. I believe in this. Yes. This isn't targeted to anyone specific. This is for you, me, and everyone. Let's all be respectful and responsible. That being said, this commotion was brought to you by a YouTuber named Everglow Up who said something real stupid that should have never been said while having a subscriber count of 50,000 people. This isn't targeted to... We're not laughing here. Sorry, we're not laughing here. My bad. I apologize. Winterosi, I love you so much. But we also have a longer one from Teju. And this is also somebody who we're not even gonna talk about that person. Let's read this. I figured I would address this situation in a more nuanced way. I alluded to this in my previous update post, but I'll talk about it in full here. Recently, Everglow Up uploaded a short on our second account, Mamba's Recall, discussing how the temporary boycott for Big Four groups was useless. What really caught my attention and many others was the last sentence. In regards to the current genocide taking place on Palestine, both sides are determined to eradicate each other from the face of the earth. No amount of giving up your American coffee is going to change that. Also, adding a community board post, essentially telling people to cope about their disapproval of this message, adding in a pinned comment. People are dying, give up your coffee and fast food, that will fix everything. Do you have the slightest idea who is actually funding this war? Open a damn book. I'm sorry for how long my rant here will be, but as someone who has been associated with Everglow's channel in the past, I feel as if I should inject some thoughts I have here. This rhetoric towards many who choose to boycott, whether it's effective or not, is condescending and downright childish. Some companies that many are boycotting have directly funded or helped in funding Israel. For example, McDonald's was giving free lunches to IDF soldiers. Holy fuck. Starbucks is a focus area because their actions against a union standing in solidarity with Palestine. And yes, the boycotts actually have done significant damage to these companies. Starbucks alone has lost over 11 billion and got desperate with their ad campaigns after. Looks like this boycott is working. It's working. To say, well, these boycotts aren't doing anything is such a needless and unproductive argument. The K-pop community has a near week-long boycott on the big four companies. Was it poorly promoted? Yes. Did it affect these companies? Probably not. But it's not about if they lose money. It's about the message. I respect this. We stand with Palestine, and if you choose to keep standing with these pro-Israeli companies, we will retaliate further. Respect. That quote, both sides are determined to eradicate each other from the face of the earth, really disappointed me. And then to tell people to read a book, cope, is just honestly gross. This isn't a war, and at this rate, I don't know how you can view it as one. The children and women being bombed in schools, hospitals, and even religious sites are not trying to destroy Israel. They are just trying to survive. And now over 1 million Palestinians are being herded into a corner and being bombed as we speak. How misinformed do you possibly have to say at this rate to say both sides want each other dead? It's just fucking disgusting. I've disagreed with her in the past and still remained a mutual on YouTube. Simple opinions are different. If I disagree with one of your stage presence takes, fine. But what really caught my eye was the uptick of takes I was disagreeing with. Both the Hayuna take and Gen Z takes were outlandish, to say the least. But this is a point of no return for me personally. I'm very disappointed immensely, and I'm awaiting a response. I'm expecting you, at the very least, to explain yourself or elaborate further, but maybe that won't happen. You've already uploaded another short, and apparently we're deleting comments. Oh yeah, also about that Hayuna video, I don't know where, I don't remember what my take was or if I really agreed with her. I think more or less I was trying to convey the fact that, did she like, I feel as though if we're just, this is a quick tangent. I feel as though if you don't agree, like, I'm just thinking, if your intention is to not be used as a face of a cause, does that make you responsible to uphold that face or to uphold that cause when it comes to your actions or when it comes to who you deal with? I'm still on the side of you could have chose somebody else. But I digress. Let's get back to the we're outlandish to say the least, but this is a point of no return for me, honestly. I'm very disappointed immensely, and I'm awaiting a response. I'm expecting you, at the very least, to explain yourself or elaborate further, but maybe that won't happen. You deleting comments. She is someone I looked up to when I was creating my channel and someone I took inspiration from when moving my content from reaction-based news content to more essay-styled content. When my channel grew enough to warrant the attention and perceived respect from her, that was a huge deal for me, but this hurts a lot. I can get with this because I really appreciated Everglow Up with just like how she just did her shit. But like now I'm just like, okay, it's time to say goodbye, to be honest. I'm sure she'll read this. And that I ask, why are we being this responsible with a prominent K-Tube channel? You have such a massive following, people who you look up to and respect you immensely. That's used to be me. We can't be spreading these uneducated takes. I'm someone who has gotten things wrong in the past myself, but I always put in the effort to correct those mistakes, whether it be in the description of a video, comment, or a post. Maybe this post ages poorly and she uploads either a whole video or post talking in detail about her perspective. Well, if that happens, then I guess that just happens. Regardless, this is a disappointing display of using a platform to communicate harmful rhetoric to a large fan base. Please educate yourself poorly and quit telling people to do research or read a book when it's quite clear you haven't yourself. If you have and still hold this opinion, well, I have nothing more to say to you. I don't want this post to be viewed as an attack on her channel. Please do not go over to her post and post hateful things. I would like to say that as well. Don't go over to her shit and post bad things, mean things. Please be respectful and just don't be weird. Don't do that shit, please. Please and thank you. I've seen some users use choice language even lobby threats on Twitter, and I don't agree with that. Me neither. We can't combat problematic rhetoric with more problematic rhetoric. You can't fight fire with more fire. You're just gonna burn the whole shit down. Pretty much. I personally choose to distance myself from her a while ago after some stuff behind the scenes was brought up to my attention, not only in regards to Cheryl, but some of her friends and their language towards someone else in the community. Ooh, wow. This was a genuine shock. Cheryl has always been a very respectful person, very respectful to me personally, especially in private conversations. I honestly didn't want to believe what I was seeing, but these recent posts have verified it. I didn't publicly announce my disassociation because I didn't want to start any petty drama. I still have a lot of thoughts. Maybe some will say this in an overreaction. Couldn't really care less about those individuals because they didn't understand what Everglow's channel meant to me as a fledgling K-tuber. Shout out to Teju, cuz. Difference in opinion is one thing, but this isn't as simple as what group is better. This is about the loss of innocent life. Both Israeli and Palestinian have lost so many innocent men, women, and children in what can be only described as a genocide. And using your platform to say those boycotts are useless is quite literally the least productive thing you could have done. I've defended you in the past because then I thought you were being unfairly criticized, and I hope to some degree this is a learning experience for you and your platform. I expect a response, hopefully a more educated take than whatever the hell that short was, but at the same time, your immediate response was to tell people to cope, so I'm not confident in that happening. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not gonna really say like she might not make a response because I don't really agree with the take that your first response is how you actually feel. I feel like your first responses to somebody telling you the da-da-da is probably like just a reaction, but your second and third responses will definitely solidify what that is. So if she makes a video, she probably could. She probably could. I think it would probably be in her best interest to do so, but it's her life. It's her life. I'm both confused and disappointed. Someone who puts so much effort and research into her videos advocates for educational topics to post something like that. It's downright baffling, hypocritical if we are being honest. Sorry for the long read, but as someone who did look up to you for quite some time, I'm disappointed in you. If you are curious of what I'm discussing here, check Nabi's recent post. Think it's timed, so it might be deleted, and Cheryl's recent shorts and community board posts, or should I say the lack thereof, because she's been deleting them. With that being said, free Palestine, and I'll keep saying it because some clearly aren't listening. This video has already been very long, and more or less, I don't want to really just take over this video too much. I kind of wanted this to be like, I guess, a message vessel, you know, as I was reacting, sharing my thoughts, and just talking about these community tab posts. That's pretty much what my goal was. And I also wanted to at least like not really clear the air or just keep people informed because I do have a pretty large following, and I do think that these messages should be shared to as many people as possible. As always, I would love to hear some discourse or some conversation in the comments. And once again, I'm still very, very, very surprised that Cheryl has reached this magnitude. I'm gonna be honest with you, when I watch some of the people that I like, that I find interest in, I would love for them to get the recognition they deserve. I don't really want them to get that recognition as infamy, you know what I'm saying? But if that's what they deserve, then shit. It is what it is. Listen, man, we live and we learn. If you don't want to learn from this, then that's on you. yeah, this is this. It's fucked up what's going over there, bro. It really is. It really is. It's really, really fucked up. It's really, really fucked up. The last thing that someone can do is giggle at people for trying to at least make a dent. Just at least make a dent in their boycott. You know what I'm saying? You don't laugh at people for doing shit. Like don't make people feel bad, bro. Like don't make people feel bad because they actually give a fuck about people dying in another country. In whatever way that they see fit. If it helps, it helps. Anything helps. Anything helps. Of course, niggas can help more. And while I still look for more research, I will try. I'll try to at least spread the awareness or spread just all the, just what I need to do, to be honest. I would like to, and I hope I do. With that being said, if you guys have made it to this part of the video, I wish you all well. I wish you all well. And once again, free Palestine. I'm gonna keep saying that shit too. This shit is fucked up. This shit is fucked up. But nevertheless, I hope you guys have a good day. Stay safe. I was about to say something, but nah. Just stay safe and please have a good rest of your day. Bye.